Good evening. How you guys doing? Welcome, welcome. Bridgewater, Intervals, hello. Hello, hello. How was the past 2 weeks for you guys? Sorry I wasn't around last weekend. Work's been busy. So Mega, how you doing? Welcome. Busy and stressful and I already see that. I see that right there. I see it. Give me a second.
Hacker Man. He's the most powerful hacker of all time.
There it goes. That's better. Ish.
1,000 months. Oh.
Okay, but how you doing? For 72 months. Holy shit. Appreciate that. So I'm not sure how much I'm gonna get done tonight. But there are some smaller things I do want to get out of the way with the code things. But I am almost 100% going to be distracted tonight. But cheers. Doing fairly well. I've been okay. So there's been a bunch of transition stuff at work, and it's been bumpy to say the least. I barely remember what's transpired since last stream. Honestly, it's so much shit going sideways. Did the power go out before or after last stream? I don't remember. After, I think, right? Because I don't think did I go over that on stream? I don't remember. Yeah. This organization in Chaos, my university never fails to amaze me. Okay, I mentioned the power going out. Okay, all right. Speaking of chaos, oh my God. So one of the higher ups from the other side, the company that acquired us, was actually on location at my location for the first 3 days of this week. Two full days of which our big fancy Canon printer was out of service, out of commission, so we couldn't print anything on it. So whatever. Anyway, before I get distracted off the bat, it's only been 4 minutes. Before I go completely off the rails, what I'm doing, or what I want to start with tonight. So I was playing a little. I was playing a little bit of this to get some screenshots yesterday, and I was reminded. Where's my controller? I was reminded of a little bug. Turn that on. We can get this on. Come on. There it goes. Connect. A little bug that's a very, very straightforward fix. I think I've already fixed it. I just haven't. Well, when I reload the ROM, it'll be fixed. Really? Okay. When I wanted to show it off, it was fine. Or is it because of nope? Okay. Did I accidentally reload? I might have accidentally reloaded. Talent viewer. This guy. What is that guy? No. Okay. Tile index 0. Okay. So sometimes these will not be correct for the hold tiles. All right. Can I just reset without reloading the ROM? Nope. Still doesn't want to do it. Well, the point is, sometimes up here, instead of having nothing in the hold area, it'll actually show some weird tiles, which is not right now, which is weird. But at any rate, I fixed that real quick by removing the what's it? The special squares. So this guy in here is tile 0. These guys out here are all tile hex 20 space, right? But now that I'm doing, I'm displaying those differently. I don't actually need to have that on there, because I'm writing the tiles like every frame or whatever. But the hold piece is the only one that like isn't necessarily initialized at the start. So I just cleared that out like 5 minutes before stream. Yeah. Based on what bank we use, I guess. I don't know. Bright side, they know what you struggle with. So that's the beauty of it, honestly. I got to speak with the COO of the company that bought us. Great guy. Not entirely uninterrupted. Mostly uninterrupted. For an hour, one-on-one. It was beautiful. Beautiful. How you doing? Welcome. I'll get into that in a second. Tuesday I was asked to show up at 8 a.m. Rather I was getting out of bed at 5:30. Oh my god. Set up some laptops with electronic exam that was meant to start at 10 a.m. Than me. I'm mad because I got barely any sleep. Shows up at application. Surprised to see not an insignificant amount of students waiting in front of the building already. No, this is 2 hours before the exam was scheduled. A coworker of mine on the phone frantically arguing with someone. Turns out the university managed to double book the exam building and completely forgot to add our exam to the magic Excel sheet that is used to manage the exams and rooms and shit. So now we had a psychology exam with 300 students at the same time as we were meant to set up. Ooh, oh no. Oh no. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. And unfortunate. What the fuck is that? What is this? Why is that? What? No, that shouldn't be that up there. Wow. Okay. Or that. What the fuck is this? Why are those? Oh my god. Finding weird shit everywhere. Okay, that's better. Alright. Save that. Just is horrible news. I just in shock and disbelief. My friend, his cousin, and the neighbor. What? 3 people? Jesus. God damn. That is very unfortunate news. Jesus Christ. Take care of yourself, man. Take care of yourself. Holy shit. Olivia was what are you doing up at 2 a.m.? It wasn't your fault. Still probably deal with it. Right. Yeah, sudden deaths are. Well, I mean, obviously they're like a slap in the face, right? Because you don't. It's stuff you don't expect, right? Yeah, shit. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Holy fuck. The code test now to wait until at least the 18th because people are on vacation. Speaking of vacation, oh my god. So this new system at work. Well, not even new system. It's transitioning from the old company payroll to the new company payroll. Don't know that's called shock. That's called shock. I know because I've been there. It'll hit you. It's okay. I've been there. Yeah, I had a friend years ago that passed away abruptly. A very close friend of mine. And it doesn't hit you immediately. It's the disbelief, right? Where it takes a second to sink in. It's yeah, you'll get yeah, you'll survive it. It's probably gonna be a bit rough. Yeah. Talk to someone you're close with. I can't do much from here, unfortunately. I can do very little from here, unfortunately. But yeah. Yeah, when my friend passed, I remember getting some messages from mutual friends. I don't remember exactly what the context was of the messages, but all I really remember is I was at work and I'm getting a message from one of my friends who was at home, and she said the cops were there, along with some other details that I'm not going to get into. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, is this a thing I should, like, leave work for? I don't know, like, maybe? So I go up to talk to the manager there. And she goes, what's going on? You're pale. What are you doing here? What happened? And I'm like, oh, I should probably go then. I do not remember the drive. I just remember being there, being told some news, and I do not know how many days passed. Yeah, but it did hit me. It took a while. It wasn't. I don't think it was the first day even. Might not have even been the first like 2 days. But it took a while. It took a little while. I have since come to terms with what's happened. But it did take a little while. It did take a little while. We scheduled our exam to be after the psychology one at 1 p.m., which was also problematic because there was an exam at 4. So switch over between the two exams was barely enough. Determined I had 2 hours to kill. Going home wasn't an option, so I just walked around for 2 hours. My God. Yeah, stages of grief thing. Yeah. Only known him for 3 years. He was polite, used to make poetry, and loved playing chess. He was good. Yeah, I mean, it's rarely who you would expect, at least in the moment. Looking back at the circumstances surrounding my friend, I'm saying to myself, oh, this outcome was obvious. Why didn't I see it before and do something about it? But in the moment, it's difficult to, comprehend? I don't know if that's the right word. Yeah. Sounds like driving yourself there might not have been the best idea, but yeah, it's in the past. It's in the past now. Yeah. Yeah, drowning though. That's not a good way to go. That's not a good way to go. My God. My God. Yeah, never let hindsight get you. You can't fall into that trap of, if I was just there, I could have changed it. That's dangerous. That is very, very dangerous. Only if I said something, right? Only if I acted a little differently. Only if I was there, I could have. It's my fault. No, it's not. Not your fault. Your brain's a weird thing, though, But yeah, that would destroy you so fast. Yeah. Yeah. Cheers, very strangely and suddenly religious and remembered my mortality. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's something I've been working through for a while, you know? Similar to Survivor's Guilt, yeah. Which is when you're there and you survived. Right. This is a little bit more detached though, you know? But it's similar, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, when someone close to you passes and it's not like your grandparents that, you know, have always been old when you've been alive or whatever, right? Because like, you know, growing up, depending on, you know, how close you are to your grandparents or whatever and how advanced in age they are compared to you, you look at them and go, oh, well, they're old, so their time is up soon, right? So usually it's more digestible at that point. Sure, it's still gonna be sad or whatever, but it's expected that, like, you know, someone old dies, right? But when it happens when, you know, you don't expect it, that's when it really hurts, you know? That's when it really hurts and you start to, I don't know, examine mortality a little bit. You know? Because my years ago, this is before my friend died, my grandmother had passed. She was 10 years older than dirt, right? She was old, right? So everyone had time to prepare, and, you know, it was fast. It was still fast. She died of a cancer. It took her out in like 2 weeks or something stupid. It was insane. But you know, everyone had a chance to prepare themselves mentally, you know. But yeah, when it's someone you don't expect, that's when it hits hard. That's when it hits really hard. Don't be sorry. You're fine. Do not be sorry. You're okay. You will be okay anyway. Even with grandparents, I remember how painful it was to lose the only grandparent I actually knew and the only one who I had for the majority of the life. Yeah, I mean, again, it all depends on, you know, your relationship with your grandparents, obviously, but yeah. Yeah, it's one thing to use the experience to improve yourself in the future, reaching out more, etc. Yeah, but focusing on the past isn't good. Yeah, focusing on the past and blaming yourself for an outcome is difficult. Yeah. Yeah, artists have to cope in your own way. Yeah. Well. And different people process loss in different ways, you know? Alright, save on that. But yeah. Seek out someone if you need to. Don't what am I trying to say? Don't let it eat you up? Oh, that's not really what I want to say, but you get the gist. I'm not sure if I even fear death. It's going to be the same way as you were before you were born. Peaceful nothingness. But more of the things I will miss and the people I will lose. Yeah. Yeah, so I grew up in a very, very religious household, right? Very, very Christian household, right? I no longer hold the beliefs that I did when I was a kid. But even like the idea of the Christian mortality, where it's like, so there's a, you know, a place you go to after or whatever. You're there forever, eternity, or what have you, right? What terrified me was the eternity part. It's hard to explain. I don't know, but I guess it's the same feeling of like looking into a bottomless pit, kind of, right? I don't know. I'm not sure where I'm going with that, by the way. I'm sorry. Hey, that would be nice, right? Yeah, reincarnation, where, you know, you just cycle through everybody. your consciousness just cycles through every single person, you know? Living in eternity in a single place is perfect, no thanks. Yeah, no thanks on that one, honestly. No thanks on that one. The whole, like, oh, it's perfect. Okay, whose idea of perfect, number one? Cindy, how you doing? Graphics, hello! So when you can't comprehend something, for me that involves a similar feeling when I'm thinking about the vastness of the universe. Yeah, yeah. For me, that one isn't as bad, maybe, until you get to the extremes of the deep time extremes, right? Like the heat death of the universe kind of time extreme, right? As far as like the physicality of the universe, right? There's still a border around it that is just not a physical border, but a border of information, basically, that we cannot see beyond. Is there stuff past that? Probably. But we'll never know. Hey, look, I'm doing all right. I'm starting to drink already, but, you know. Observable, yes, versus the entire. Right. The border of the observable. Thank you. Hey, don't cat. Welcome. Welcome. And a lot of that in the deep time, originally defined areas of doubt and uncertainty. Yeah. And a lot of that too is there's things we're just unsure of, and there's what, 2, 3, maybe more viable I don't know if I want to say outcomes, but progressions. Visible universe is 93 billion light years in size. The actual universe might be something like 10 to the 38 times it, according to some calculations. On that. Yeah, it could be absolutely massive. Yeah, but even if it is, we won't even be able to explore all of our own galaxy, let alone other galaxies. I don't think. As a species, you know? I mean, almost, Luke. Almost. But yeah, without FTL, we ain't exploring shit! Yeah. Without some sort of faster than light travel, either like wormhole stuff or that bubble thing, right? That bubble drive thing where we like move the universe around us or whatever it is. Yeah. The only two things that are infinite are the universe and the human stupidity. And I'm not sure about the universe. I don't know if I would want reincarnation. It's like grinding forever for no outcome. Well, it's not like you'd be able to remember, you know, your former life or whatever, you know. Helping conversation to walk into. Welcome! How you doing? Interesting the 2 million centuries for the notion of an endless afterlife to enter the Jewish thought. Really? And then that was inherited in later faith. Really? I didn't know that. The notion of an endless afterlife. Yeah, when... So also, on that note, by the way, like, okay, so that notion, that idea of like a endless, eternal life or whatever afterwards, that had to have started somewhere, right? So, what's interesting to me is like, we don't really know the edge of like the deep history of like the beginning of humans, right? The beginning of the modern human and that transition, right? To like the modern faiths, how the modern faiths and societal norms and all that kind of stuff came up. Like we've got ideas, but we won't ever be able to interview someone from back then, you know? Oh, engine fell out anyway. I'm going to hell anyway. Yeah, right. Two things are infinite: wild, true, loop, and human stupidity. The first one, you have the break statement. You know, I mean, I can break someone's face, but I won't really cure them, I suppose. Not too shame. According to at least one religion or another, everyone will be sent to hell or its equivalent. Yeah, depending on depending on where you were born and which religion you were brought up in, you know, you're in the in group and everyone else isn't. What in group is that? I don't know. Where were you born? That determines it. Mostly, not entirely, but you get the idea. Hell, it is. Yeah, ignoring that, like, nature doesn't really care, right? About I can't hear. Hello. How you doing, JoJo? Part of the Babylonian exile. Really? Took a while to spread. Like in the times of Jesus, temple priests still held that a human soul is destroyed upon death. Huh. So it doesn't even predate the time of Jesus. That's interesting. Judaism doesn't have a hell? Really? It has been received. Who even says the hell is bad anyways, right? Again, that's the inverse of like, all right, so this place is perfect, right? Whose definition of perfect? And this place is the worst. Whose definition of worst? Like, yeah, who says I want perfect, right? There's no fun in perfect. What? There's nothing to like work through. There's nothing to achieve. If everything's perfect, everything's already done already. You know. Hell, be a place with a lot of cool people, like a lot of scientists, right? I'm not perfect, so a perfect place wouldn't really fit me, would it? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Especially the whole preoccupation with the hereafter, which is a consequence. As a consequence, can't really be anywhere other than on Earth, can it? Worse is kind of easy to do in a quite universal way. I mean, sure. There is like some body horror stuff you can say would be like the worst for anybody, I suppose. Depends on who you talk to, but there were conceptual shifts in that that connect the ideas of Sheol to Gehenna to hell. I don't recognize some of those names. Except that some people are into some crazy shit. Oh, it's a valley. It's a physical valley of divine punishment. Like that actually exists. It's got a location on a map. Building the top of them required various theological connotations, including the place of divine punishment. Huh. Part of the border between the tribes of Judah and Benjamin during the late First Temple period. The site of the prophet? The kings of Judah had sacrificed their children by fire. That's like, Jesus Christ. Like, there's some brutal shit in religious texts. You know that? Thereafter was cursed by the biblical prophet Jeremiah. The divine punishment of the destination of wicked atonement of their sins. The term different from the more neutral term Sheol, the abode of the dead. Did I say that right? Sheol. I thought that said silliness for a second. I thought that said silliness. Underworld, place of silliness. Monty Python ass shit. Places on Earth named Hell too. Yeah, like Pennsylvania, right? I remain my stance on religion. Objectively, did more harm than good to humanity, all things considered. Yes, I will agree with that one. Interesting. It's either eternity in a field of wheat or getting eaten by a part croc, part lion, part hippo. Oh. Yeah, this name. Wasn't there like a spider in Lord of the Rings with this name or something? Or was that what was that spider's name? Sheila, I was close. All right, you move the L and put a B on the end of it. I was close. I was close. All right. Anyway, that's not what I was expecting to get derailed on today, honestly. I'm being honest. I was expecting to get derailed on that. Oh, man. All right, so right, so there's two things I want to before I get derailed again. I will get derailed, so let me just get this out so I can type while I talk about other shit and you're not confused what I'm doing. So there's some small refactoring I want to do where I'm like renaming files, right? And I want to get a README up where I've got like screenshots and shit and how to build and all that kind of crap. So I'm gonna be typing extremely slowly while I rant. Okay. What's the Tetris thing today? Very little of it, but we'll see if I can get some done in the background while I rant. How about that? XKCD 1087. What? 1087. 1087. Synthetic video comes to Wikipedia. Shows Up is a children's novel by American author E.B. White about a pig named Wilbur who is saved from being slaughtered by an intelligent spider named Charlotte. What? Yes, ambiguity. Syntactic ambiguity. Yeah. Fun fact, did you know that the original flood myth was where they survived in a cave and Jesus is a copy of the Egyptian god Horus? Really? So another thing with like the deep history that I'm kind of fascinated by, right? So obviously there are religious texts that have stories in them. Now, depending on who you ask, those stories are either parables, made up stories for teaching purposes, or records of actual events, right? Depending on who you ask, certain stories are one and the other. Ask another group, and it's the opposite, right? So what I always found really interesting well, not always, I suppose, more recently interesting, is the actual hard archaeological evidence from around those times, right? And, you know, like finding the scrolls or whatever in caves, and, you know, doing the whole, like, X-ray, whatever the hell. It's the fancy X-ray thing to, like, unroll them without breaking them or whatever, you know? First, you're just gonna I mean, Greek mythology is fucking out there too, right? But yeah, things like, you know, a guy that fits the description of Jesus probably existed, but the stories around him, or the stories of things he did, like, there's a very good chance that something a lot more mundane happened, right? Kind of maybe similar to what was recorded or whatever, right? But what was recorded was embellished beyond belief, either, well, probably most likely for, like, teaching purposes, right? Yeah. I think about Jesus was being invented by some guy, later ridiculed by Egyptian geologists, later popularized by series. What? More so, I thought the ah. So that's some cooking socket. Really? Thank you for reminding me. I was afraid that I'd have to be sober tonight. God forbid you're sober. Oh my God. No, and it wasn't carbon dating. It was some sort of. It's not an X-ray. I know that, but it's some sort of inspection to the thing. So they know that the scrolls are made of one material, and the ink on the scrolls is made of another material, and they're able to differentiate those two materials, right, without unrolling the scroll. Unrolling, it would fall apart, right? Spectrography, maybe, yeah. Silicon dating. Greek mythology in 5 words, and then Zeus was horny. If you're interested in ancient stuff, I can wholeheartedly recommend you the YouTube channel and podcast Fall of Civilizations. Ooh. I'm talking about the story of Jesus being Horus. Ah, okay. Pompeii scrolls? Maybe? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure which scroll, because I haven't really paid attention to much of the topic. All I know is it's a scroll of sufficient age that was on, or it was, yeah, it was like a parchment of some sort, you know, period correct, obviously. But due to the conditions and where it was and the stuff that had happened to it, it not fossilized, but like charred, I guess? I don't know. Probably Pompeii? Let me see if I can find it, actually. Yeah, the carbonized scrolls of Pompeii. I think that's it, actually. Yes. Yeah, this shit right here. Right here. Where they're like digitally unwrapping it, right? That's what it is right there. I also love how one of the oldest known pieces of text is a complaint tablet to ENSER about bad copper. I love that too. I really do. Motherfucker got hate mail on like clay tablets and kept them in such good condition that we were able to find them centuries later. Oh God! And then whenever a news story pops up about, like, you know, bad copper or whatever. Like there was one relatively recently where some con artist in China took some bricks and like spray painted them copper or some shit. so all the comments on that story were, "ANS here strikes again." Oh, given human nature, I was not surprised at his complaint. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, and the more I've learned about history, right? The whole notion of like, oh, kids these days are spoiled or whatever, right? That whole notion. Regardless of what time period you go back to, the older population will always have that, all these kids these days mentality of the younger generation, the younger population, always. Radiant, how you doing? The Radiant, no worries. Yeah, welcome. How you doing? I am currently distracted, by the way. I'm not. I do have some stuff going on, but I'm currently kind of distracted, and I am not sober. But welcome. Early text were financial records. Yep. It took a somewhat long time before stories were written down. Yeah, and that makes sense. What flavor? That one. I'm not gonna even try to read it. I say as I see some characters I kind of recognize. Yeah. Super dry. The Japanese refined sake, Kagatobi, super dry. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Not bad. Not bad. But yeah, the earliest text being financial records kind of makes sense, right? You want to know who owes you money? And typically the people with the money, the people you're paying, right, are going to be the ones that have the resources to put into recording these things versus, you know, some teenager writing down their story or whatever, you know. Yeah. Yeah, it's all like calligraphy. That's what most of the like label stuff is all calligraphy. Less money. Those records predate money in most cases. Okay, fair. So yeah, not necessarily money, but like trade and stuff, right? I mean, the very very loose definition of money. Yeah, insert corn or shit. Yeah. That's what I mean, really, you know? Who owes you what and how much? Yeah. And then you have text written and stuff like linear A and linear B. What the what? What is necessary for money to exist? Some sort of structured society where I would think the society is large enough to the point where you don't necessarily know everyone in that society on a personal level, right? The faith of a government? Not necessarily. Not necessarily, because, like, I mean, now for like paper money, you'd have to have a little bit of that, I suppose, right? Or in the case of digital currency, credit and the like, you need to have faith in the credit card companies, which is terrifying. But like, gold is gold, you know. I say that's still Greek tea. Belief system where value is attached to some sort of arbitrary object. Yeah. Yeah. And so, I mean, I'm familiar with early Japanese currency because, shut up. But early currency was bales of rice, you know? It was a useful thing that everyone needed, right? So people were paid in rice, paid in food essentially, right? And then eventually they started substituting rice for something that represented the rice or whatever, you know? So I figure that most early societies transitioned from a tradable commodity to a currency in a similar fashion. You know? Mine of two Akadakan? Akadayan? Academian? I don't know. Lexicon tablets that give definitions and readings for Sumerian words. Ooh. No. I have faith in the potatoes. I do not grow in my backyard. Oh. What the engraving and printing could just print all they want. Well, yeah, it's part of the agreed upon conventions. Yeah, it's useless without the attached agreed upon value. Exactly. Just like, currency from other countries. So if I have like Russian currency here in the U.S., it's worthless to me. It could be the equivalent of 10 grand. And what the hell is the Russian currency? Rubles. Right? I could have the equivalent of 10 grand USD in rubles. And I would starve in the street if that's all I had. Because it's worthless here, right? It's just paper that no one here gives any value to. Except maybe a bank that's willing to do money transfer, but that's besides the point. Like, you can't go into a sandwich shop in the States and buy a sandwich with rubles. You can't do that. And similar, I'd assume anyway. I don't know this for a fact, but I'd assume if I took U.S. dollars and went over to Russia, I wouldn't be able to go to some random sandwich shop and buy a Russian sandwich in American dollars. It's the same, honestly. Every time. It's like, that's not a real currency. The gems, they're trading with gems all the time. Cryptonomicon, where there's a pile of gold ingots somewhere that were effectively worthless. Oh. Yeah. Even with gold. All right, like, oh boy, it's shiny. What can you do with it? Can you eat it? No? I guess I'm starving then. On Uranus, diamonds are useless as they're literally raining here on Earth. They are rare. Everything's considered worthwhile because we attach value to rarity. This is arbitrary, though. Yeah. And even then, diamonds, there are synthetic diamonds. So, you know. Most Asian economies had their records reckoned in weights of silver, but very few people actually handled the silver. Yeah. Yeah, so they had a what's the word? Reserve of the silver that, you know, you just had in a box somewhere or whatever, and you just, you know, symbolically pass around the ownership of said silver. You know, your dollar comes with a Dutch name. Let me try again. Did you know your dollar comes with the name of the Dutch currency, the dollar? I did not. Diamonds on Earth basically have value because a single syndicate limits the supply. Yeah, I believe that. Debts and tabs. Yep. Debts and tabs. Right. Also, in the case of the representation of a currency is actually worth less than the material for the representation. The U.S. is losing money on quarters. Was it quarters? So I know on certainly pennies, we are losing an immense amount of money on. Nickels probably as well. And I thought the cutoff was like dimes, was like we're breaking even on dimes or something like that. I thought quarters were doing fine on. I thought. But yeah, I know for a fact that it takes more than a penny to make a penny. Which means you're losing money on every single penny you manufacture. Well, yeah, 4 cents per penny? Yeah, that's too much. On the other hand, about trading with gems, the name of Polish currency means golden. Oh. Gold doesn't have intrinsic value as a material for some technologies, but that's less value than most people attach to the material. Yes. Yeah, so gold isn't exactly a great example because, yes, that's used in electronics all the time, right? It is a fantastic conductor. And it can also be crafted into jewelry, right? That's probably why gold was sought after for so long. It's because like it was rare enough, looked good enough, and could easily be made into like jewelry and fancy plates and shit, you know? Yeah. $50 had silver. Silver dollar, silver quarter, yeah. Yeah. I actually have some $50 somewhere. I've got some $50 and I've got some of those gold dollars or gold dollars, right? I think they are those still like in active circulation? The dollar coins in the States? I know for a while they were used with like ticket machines in either New York City or Boston or both. I don't remember. No. Yeah, the vending machines, the ticket sales. Yeah. Yeah. I just love how you can get a ton of pennies, smelt them down, and make a profit. Yeah, right. Extremely illegal, but you know. Wow, dollar coins look good. All right. The euro's gonna change. This being redesigned, probably with people on them. Do we want that? All right. Anyway. Screens. Playfield books. $1982 pennies would be for that purpose. Why would they have it in then? Mostly copper. Really? Okay. Yeah. Copper's one of those useful materials. Yeah. What are they now? Like zinc or something like that? Or is that too expensive too? There's some alloy. They are some alloy, right? Plated zinc? Yeah. Copper is arguably more valuable than gold even just because it's more useful. Yeah, right? That's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah. Copper is used all over the place, right? Because it's a fantastic conductor. Yeah. So it's used everywhere. All right. Hold and next spots. Tiles are rewritten every frame. So instead of using MC5 shenanigans, so they no longer need to be tile 0. I forgot about that. Let's do this one. Hello. Nope. There we go. Sorry, how it works on this. So yeah. Okay, to be fair, Captain Pie, like, we don't ever see your Monopoly money over here, okay? So we don't know what it looks like. We just know it's different. Single set people, also a second version with birds. Oh, boys. Classic ignorant Americans. I mean, this one is more understandable, I think. Number one, because a lot of people here don't necessarily deal with physical money, and I can almost guarantee you the people that do have no fucking idea who is on the U.S. dollar, right, or any of the U.S. currency. I certainly fucking don't. If it's the people one, 20-year will have Marie Curie. Ooh, and 100 will have Leonardo da Vinci. Oh, okay. All right. I actually just watched a video not long ago, the other day, on you know, the story of Marie Curie. I mean, I knew what I knew vaguely who she was, right? And you know that she discovered was it uranium? Or no, she not uranium. She discovered radiation, right? And radium. To the point where her journal is still radioactive to this day. But I didn't know much of her story, right? I just knew that she had figured that stuff out. I didn't know how she figured it out, but I saw a video on that not too long ago. And the tragic death of her husband. Oh my God. Getting run over by a fucking horse carriage? Jesus. We're going to sue to put politicians on money. Good. Second, even if that were the case, there's already precedent with the current coins, so I don't see much issue with that were the case. Yeah. Yeah, that. Yeah. Yeah, she was born in what was it, Poland, I think? Right? Under Russian rule. And she eventually got to go to school in somewhere in France. Was it Paris? I don't know. Somewhere in France, and she ended up staying in France and doing a bunch of her research there. And as is typical, not a lot of people believed her on this radical new thing until, you know, she, I guess, was able to convince somebody. I don't know. Someone else believed her. Writer of Don Clouseau. How do you, what? The writer of what? Who now? What? I'm sorry, I'm illiterate. When you gotta factor that into your references. Oh, this bottle's almost empty. So okay, this bottle was not full at the beginning of stream, by the way. I drank half of it the other day. It only had about that much in it at the beginning of stream. I'm already like through it, which is unfortunate. However, if I require it, there is another unopened bottle in the fridge. I don't think I will require it, however, but it is there. Yeah. The first modern novel. Ah. Was that a birds in an European institution seems a lot nicer? Yeah, I could see that. Absolutely. Okay. So. Guy from Silicon Valley. I haven't seen Silicon Valley, but hello, how you doing? Welcome. Is the best armory in? Sabas. Armient? Sabas. Hey, doing? Welcome. I know I butchered your name. I apologize. All right. ASM and the INC. Fleming, welcome. Nice. Welcome. That doesn't help my pronunciation because I only poorly speak English. Oh, welcome nonetheless. How you doing? How was your week? Okay, so these guys I want to rename. Yeah, those I need to rename. Okay, so git move game ASM to game dash solo to ASM. Git move versus mode ASM to game dash versus to ASM. Move game.inc to game.asm. Why didn't that? Okay, listen. Add, move, modify, delete. No, game.asm to game.inc. Let's move that back. Okay, that's okay. All right, step 1, step 2. It'll be fine. All right. Yeah. Did they add modern because they wanted to first without actually being first? What's like, how you doing? Welcome. Speaking Spanish or not Spanish? I hate Brazilian. Portuguese, you mean? Brazilian isn't a language. Portuguese. Come on, even I know that. I forgot to turn that on. Whoops. That could have been dangerous. Thankfully, it was just some VTuber announcement bullshit. So, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Whoopsie. Just to fill your ass. You ass. Letter X and Spanish was still pronounced like shit. Really? I never know how to pronounce X whenever I see it in a word. Because sometimes it's like SH, other times it's like Z, which are two very different sounds. Or a K, I guess. I don't know. Just leave it out. Okay. Main.asm. Okay. Game versus and game solo and like that. We'll go over here, go to there, remove that one. Move that. This I could get rid of because that is not needed anymore. Make no rule to make target game. Okay, I need to modify my make file. This one's going to be ink. This one is going to be solo asm and then game versus.asm like that. Okay. In case as an extra book kind of case on KNS data. I meant to. I was a little purchase in real life. Yeah. Yeah, language is weird. Depends on the language and the word, language and the word itself. Yeah. Like most of the letters in general. That's the point is, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think the standardization to Roman letters. Or Latin letters, right? Latin. Not Roman. Right? I don't know. So it's directly using X for the sh sound in English was pronounced as SC at the time. Spelled like SC. Oh. Unicode was a mistake. Most writing systems derived from Egyptian hieroglyphs. Well, so there's, from what I understand, there are two main, I don't know if I want to call them branches, families, categories, whatever, divisions of writing systems, right? There's the European stuff, right? Latin, Greek, hieroglyphs, etc. And then there's the Chinese stuff, whatever they were smoking. I mean, obviously it's not like cut and dry, right? Language is weird and fluid and whatever, but yeah. Example being the word SCIP, exactly the same meaning and sound as ship. Go to hell, what? Hangul says hi. Like I said, not cut and dry, okay? And very broad and not exactly correct, but shut up, you get the idea. Shut the fuck up. And where does cuneiform fit into that? Because that's not hieroglyphs. That's some other weird ass fucking writing system. Hell, even Egyptian hieroglyphs weren't, from what I understand, the language of the common people. That was like the religious script, or the royal script, or some nonsense, right? Right? Or am I misremembering something? I don't know. Certainly towards the end of the ancient Egyptian empires, whatever the hell, you know what I mean. Hieroglyphs weren't used by the main population. It was used by the religious leaders and whatever. In fact, that's what the Rosetta Stone basically is, right? It's got the religious text up top, it's got the religious text, which is the hieroglyphs, and then it's in the two common languages that people actually fucking read, right? Well, what was one, like Greek or some shit? And a third one that I don't remember at this point. But it was 3 translations of the same thing. Many South American civilizations didn't even have a writing system. It was all spoken. Like the Aztecs, I think, had written records with knots and ropes. Yeah, so there is that knot and rope thing, and that's like a... Yeah, was that more of like a transactional record keeping kind of language? I don't know. It's almost as if the study of writing systems could fill a whole field of study on its own. Yeah, right? There's actually this show, so that rope stuff reminded me. There's a show that I forget the name of, but the premise of it is it's post-apocalyptic, because of course, but some disease happens or whatever, and everyone loses the sense of sight. No one's eyes work anymore, right? So everyone is deaf. Not deaf. Everyone's blind, rather. Not deaf. Jesus. Everyone's blind. And like the big plot point of the story is some woman bones a guy who was, alleged to have the gift of sight or some bullshit, right? And, that guy's the heretic and, evil, right? But, so she has twins, and the twins can see. And it's this big, like, prophetic thing or whatever. Oh, you can't let anyone know that you can actually fucking see. Because parents find it out eventually. The parents find it out pretty quickly. One of, actually, it's not even one of. It's the main writing system of. I say writing. It's the main record system of civilization. Are knots on ropes, right? So a letter is a rope with knots, you know. Which I thought was a nice touch. I thought that was a really nice touch. Third script is demotic. Oh, sorry, that's demonic. The common folk script, yeah, which is the thing after the hieroglyphs, which then went on to become other writing systems. Yeah, I mean, nothing's technically standardized, right? Knots and ropes having meaning, thus being writing, has appeared in several places and times. Yeah. Also, Egyptian hieroglyphs went from being logographic, where each hieroglyph represented a word, to more of an alphabet, where they represents just sounds. Yeah, I think it's a bit of a mixture, similar to how like Chinese is kind of struck, or the Chinese writing kind of is, right? Where you have single characters that have their own meaning, right? And, or maybe it's, I'm not familiar enough with Chinese, I suppose, but in Japanese anyway, with the kanji, you have kanji that have a meaning, yes, but if you string a bunch of them together, their meaning may, like, be part of the word they make up, but they have their own sounds instead, right? Like, you can technically sound out the kanji if you knew all the different sounds of all of it. Where it's similar to that, right? Where, like, if a kanji is the name, is a name, right? Sure, your name might mean something, but it's read phonetically, right? Whereas if you take one of those characters and it's in a sentence alone, it's pronounced differently, usually, and has its own meaning, right? Yeah. Not a mixture or translation from one or the other. Yeah. The Rosetta Stone? Yeah. A lot of things developed in different continents and simple times. Yeah. Yep. One thing that, like, nut job pseudo-archaeology and conspiracy theorists always harp on is, oh, the Mayans and the Egyptians were totally talking because they both have pyramids. And it's like, what? Buddy, they both figured out how to stack rocks. What? They don't need to be talking to each other to figure that out. Like, shut up. Also, if you open your goddamn eyes, they're designed differently. Okay, triangle, short, but, like, if you zoom in a little bit more, they're different. It's a triangle-like thing, though. Surely. Surprise, surprise, that is, like, the most stable structure ever. Shut up. So no shit. Oh my god, they both discovered a stable pile of rocks. Oh my god. Been building this was taking a long time. Yeah, no shit. Spoilers, it took a while to build. Who would have thought? The only reason we know how Egyptians sounded is because Coptic still exists, and it's a descendant. Yeah. No. Yeah. The I don't want to say archaeology, but the investigation into, like, ancient languages is fascinating to me. You know. Also, fun fact: the horse originated in South America and only appeared in Eurasia through the Sunken Passage. In the last ice age. Really? They don't went extinct in South America due to hunting before it got domesticated, which is one huge factor in how many of those civilizations collapsed. See, shit like that is fucking fascinating, you know? A lot of inventions are pretty obvious are pretty obvious next steps on what came before. Yeah. And so our groups had the same baseline before that. Well, kind of makes sense. Yeah. Not really surprised. Yeah. God, the videos were like, you know, they go on about like, oh, the experts say, like, this is how they did it, while they're showing a video of said experts literally trying that thing as described and it working. Slowly, sure, because obviously. Ancient Apocalypse Season 2 is this. Oh, God. Hang on, is that the one, Ancient Apocalypse? Isn't that the first season anyway? Didn't Milo Rossi go through every episode of that? Or the first season? Yeah? Is he gonna do the second? I think he's gonna do the second season as well, isn't he? Cause he's going through it. Oh yeah, that fucker. Yeah. Yeah, this crazy motherfucker right here. Graham Hancock, this idiot. Pseudo-archaeological theory. Yeah, well, he's an idiot. He's just spewing nonsense, and Netflix eats it the fuck up. Generally speaking, the South American civilizations were roughly 200 years behind the European explorers, mostly due to the differences in flora and fauna between the continents. The horse, wheat versus corn, cows versus nothing similar, etc. Yeah. No. Started watching it, felt off, looked it up, found Milo. Yeah, Milo's series on this bullshit is fantastic. Yeah. There's some sense with the main topic we were 100% country without kind of grammar parts, but it just makes it harder to read. I mean, same kind of thing in English. What's that bison sentence? Or the buffalo? Buffalo, 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 buffalo. That stupid sentence, right? That is grammatically correct, but, you know, no one knows what the fuck it means until it's explained to them. It's one of those, yeah? Oh. Alright. Add game solo game vz diff make file. Any buffalo? Okay, let me find it now. Buffalo sentence. It's right here. Buffalo, 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 buffalo. Notice the capitalizations. Grammatically correct sentence in English that is often presented as an example of how homonyms and homophones can be used to create complicated linguistic constructs through lexical ambiguity. It has been discussed in literature in various forms since 1967. Yep. And the sentence employs three distinct meanings of the word buffalo. An attributive noun acting as an adjective to refer to a specific place named Buffalo, such as the city of Buffalo, New York. A verb to buffalo, meaning, in American English, to bully, harass, or intimidate, or to baffle. And as a noun to refer to the animal, either the true buffalo or the bison. Plural is also buffalo. A semantically equivalent form or preserving the original word order is Buffalonian bison, whom other Buffalonian bison bully, also bully Buffalonian bison. I hate that. Equipped. What Egypt has equipped. How do you do that? What? I think exists in Norwegian too. How could the Egyptians saw granite using copper? Well, Egypt is a desert with quartz sand, and quartz is harder than granite. In a nutshell, they used sand as abrasive to cut through it. And sure, there are a lot of saws, but they did it. Yeah. Dear God. Say that 10? No, I'm not gonna say it 10 times fast. Getting really fascinating stuff. I'll briefly explore in the podcast. Fall of Civilization. Ooh, I got a book. Yeah, I'll read, listen to, whatever, watch that later. Yeah. Yeah, these bastards. Bison. These big boys. They were hunted to almost extinction. Near extinction. I never understood this fucking diagram structure thing. Like, what the fuck is this? What is this? Huh? Some English professor thought they wanted to do math or something, or thought math looked cool with all their funny lines. So they tried to do it themselves and just went... they were high. I don't know. What the fuck? According to this form, subject, verb, direct, object, so copula. What the fuck does that mean? Predicate. I don't know what I don't know what these words mean. Jesus. Okay. No, I'm not. I'm too drunk for this. I am too drunk to be reading about predicates and sentence structure. Diff main. Source learns the grammar rules of his own language. Shut the fuck up. Nobody asked you. Okay? From millions to almost extinct. Bad, but impressive. Alright. Fair warnings, the shortest episode is like 3 hours, longest 9. I mean, that's okay. To be fair, I mean, I'm watching through all of Dimension 20, right? I'm way down here. I think I'm on I'm on this one right here, the red one right here. I've already watched this one and Tiny Heist, and I don't think I watched that one. Maybe not the really early ones, because these are all like 2020 era, where they're all like on Zoom calls or whatever, and I don't want to watch those. But yeah, I'll put these on while I'm playing a game or whatever. So I mean, I got no problem with consuming hours-long content, Let the linguistic knowledge flow through your veins. Have I ever been to South Dakota? No. I haven't been to the middle of the U.S. The middle-ish block of the U.S. I've been down the East Coast. I've been in a Houston or Dallas airport, one of the two. And I've been in a little bit of California. People to watch, I recommend his video uploads, as they have fascinating visuals to accompany the narration. Ooh. Norwegian one more or less means naked barbarian who frequents a bar. Frequented barbarians. Carried a naked barbarian who frequents a bar. Frequented barbarians. Beautiful. 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 I am going to move the other one as well. Well, people name it like game main? Game shared. Game shared dot ASM. How about that? Ah, that's better. Shared ASM. I do want to do the similar thing to the menu stuff. Technically it has a valid meaning, but it's really kind of nonsense. Look at Cali for the mountains, for the mountains, and they have some of the best weed in the country. Luke, you smoke too much anyway. you need to cut back a little bit on the weed, I think. Just a little bit. I'm not saying quit. I'm saying cut back a little bit, right? Second point always the first. 100%. Yeah. On another screen, I got a small window with a Battlefield 6 stream that's on and muted using a browser plugin just to get the drops. Browser plug? You can't like mute the tab in like Firefox or whatever? That doesn't work? You don't get the drops on? That's rude. Okay. Alright, so some of these I also need to rename. So from mode menu to menu mode. Yeah, get move. Mode menu ASM to menu mode.asm. Move mode menu I to menu mode.I. Not under version control. Bullshit. Oh, wait. That's, this. No. That, redo. Menu mode dot I. Okay. Give you a go, but it's over now anyways. Well, I mean for the what, the podcast thing? No worries. I'm fine. You've been cutting back, have you? I used to smoke more during the day, but now only the mid-afternoon to evening. Still every day, though? Still a little much. Still a little much. I have new cosmetic drops, so I already had a code. Started playing Thursday. Oh. Oh, I see what you... Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay, yeah. Alright. Mode. Mode. Oh my god. Get move. Screens. Mode. Menu. Let's close out of this. Of all these. Team X to screens. Menu. Mode. Timux. Still for day. That ain't good for you. That ain't good for you. So I used to work with a guy. Late 30s, early 40s, I don't know, somewhere around there. At my current job that had a medical marijuana card. Great guy. Great guy. Was probably pretty smart. He had a lot of good ideas. But dog shit implementation. I am still, 4 years later, cleaning up his bullshit. That's how bad it was. I don't exactly have a great opinion of weed. Oh. Bet it's 44 gig. Jesus Christ. Full game was 86. Oh my god. Surprisingly small. Only 44 gigabytes. God damn. God damn. Menu. Menu mode. No. No. Menu ASM. Is that the main menu? This, I think I'll keep as that, because that's not a menu per se, that's the code for it. Nice that you tried to feel sick. No, I didn't feel sick from it, no. Not sick. I felt groggy from it. My brain was cloudy, and I was aware of that. Right? And I didn't like that. Because I like doing stuff that makes that I need to, you know, use my brain pretty intensively for. Ignore the ranting I'm doing tonight, but and smoking weed gets in the way of that. Right? And it doesn't get in the way of it the same way that alcohol does, you know? I notice you have a dependency on convertmap.go on only some of those lines. Uh-huh. So I do. Practice boards go. Alright. Good catch. You always catching my shit. You know what? I'm happy, don't get me wrong. I'm not alright. Program just the same, so we're high. Well, okay, so I'm not confident in your judgment on that note. Honestly. Yeah, Evan Rouse is one of the few people paying attention. Evan Rouse is paying more attention than I am half the time, okay? I'm the one writing it. I'm not complaining, mind you. I'm not. No. But yeah, my coworker thought he was a fantastic coder. And then what was his excuse? Back in the day when he was coding for, I don't know, fucking Comcast or some shit, some other company. He's like, I gotta do this, that, the other thing, and I don't know what happened, but I can't do that anymore. Or he got sick or something, and now he can't do that, and his stomach, And we're like, buddy, you smoke a forest every fucking day. What are you on about? No wonder you can't code like you used to code. You're high all the time. Of course you're high all the time, so you can't perceive that. You can't perceive that as the issue. Shut up, Chelmega. Shut up. Really pay attention? Yeah, has a fairly understanding of it. Interesting as fuck, but couldn't code and understand the deeper problems. Yeah. On pure code basis, I'm better. Yeah, I mean, I get that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm tempted to. Not tempted, but like at work, I have to hold myself back to rewrite stuff that the new guy is actively working on, right? So I mean, it's one of those things. So this one project he's working on, the new guy being the former intern, right? I can't come up with a better name for him. Great kid, but he is like fresh out of college, right? So he's doing a lot of learning of how to structure things and how things work and all that kind of stuff, right? Transition to Go. Yeah, kind of. Go and C# depending on the actual project. So this one particular project is a print proxy project. So, company acquired us. The company that bought us has a system that makes fucking sense. And their network is secure in a way that ours is not. So, they have this program, this web UI system thing that handles all the work orders and numbers and reports and shit. And there's a button that's got print on it, right? So you hit it, and you select the printer you want to print to, and it prints out the fucking report to the printer in PDF. It's fancy as shit, right? Problem. They are not joining our networks for another year, roughly. Because our network has cancer. They don't want cancer. Understandable, honestly. So, how do you print from a secure network to some shit-ass network? You set up a proxy, where whenever someone hits print in the web UI, it fucking uploads a file to an FTP somewhere that another program is watching. And when it sees a new file, it grabs it and prints it to a printer, right? So this print proxy program is that program that is watching for a file, will grab it and throw it at a printer, right? Now, this was originally written with the IPP, or was originally going to be using, well, it is using IPP, but I was having issues, Internet Printing Protocol. That's what it stands for. Now, Go does have that, has a library for it, but for whatever the fuck reason, I couldn't get certain things to work with certain printers with this library. Now, I have since discovered that was my understanding of the IPP protocol and not the library's fault. That's on me. Fine, whatever. So, part of his project was figuring out either IPP or printing to a Windows printer in code, right? Adding the printer to a fucking to the OS, and then using Windows fucking calls to print to the damn thing, right? Because the code I was using for IPP worked for the printers locally, right, in my location, but did not work for the Florida location at all, no matter what we fucking tried. So we're like, shit, we're gonna have to just add the printer in Windows and print it to the Windows thing, right? At which point I'm like, fucking use Go. Don't use Go, use C# for that, because that's more tightly bound to Windows at this point, right? Sure, fucking whatever. In all this discovery, we found out what the fuck I was doing wrong with IPP. Cool. So now the thing is pure IPP. Fantastic. Still C# though. It's on a scheduled task. So every 2 minutes it runs, looks for files, prints it out. COO, the guy that for the company that bought us, is like, 2 minutes is no. Fuck you. 2 minutes is too slow. And I'm like, fair. Go to hell. So now, like, he wants it to be faster, right? And my boss is talking about, we'll make it an API call where the FTP server makes an API call to your program and does the thing. And I'm like, cool. I have to re-architect the goddamn program and rewrite everything. Fuck you. So next week, I've got to talk to the new guy and see how we can re-architect the thing. Probably keeping C#, I don't know, to where it's a service that always runs, that, you know, that that waits for an HTTP call, HTTPS call or whatever from the FTP server, a ping essentially, and then that ping will have like the file name in it or some shit, I don't know, and then like that's like a thread or whatever. And then that'll pass that off to another thread that actually like queues up the file and sends it to a printer or something, you know? And I am struggling to resist the urge to just rewrite it myself and go. Struggling so hard. I'm fighting it. Probably too complicated to make an FTP proxy, so that they print directly to the proxy using FTP, and that forwards across your network immediately. I don't know if so that connection is currently across the open internet. So I'm not sure that would be ideal. The server that this proxy is running on is not exposed to the open internet. Yeah. And any server that I have access to is also not exposed to the open internet. Which means the web team should have fucking done this, because they are exposed to the open internet. Yeah. But then again, I mean, they'll do it wrong, so we'll have someone printing out random shit on our printers, which would not be cool. Java's your preferred desktop language? Ew. First language I taught myself was 8 at the time. Still mostly on Java 8. So what is Java up to? Java version history. What are they up to? 25. 25. In September. Okay, in September. So 24. It was released on March 18th. This year. You're a little behind the times there, Luke. You need to forward the connection somewhere. That's the same for FTP too, isn't it? Well, yes, but in the case of FTP, that's already a public-facing service that is managed by IT and, you know, is a enterprise-level piece of software and all that kind of shit, right? Yeah. Versus something that I'd spin up, which is not enterprise quality, you know? That would need SSL attached to it, which again, our IT department is fucking brain dead. Holy shit. Speaking of brain dead IT, oh my god. Okay, so with this FTP, I'm using FTP loosely. I'm meaning, when I say FTP, know that I mean FTP and SFTP, right? File transfer over SSH. I am using the term FTP for both of these things. Okay, so customers with FTP things to our location, right? Our site, whatever the fuck. They'll connect and they will upload a file. Some customers will also receive files from us. We have a folder in their customer folder, right? It's labeled as outgoing. Just outgoing, right? Now, outgoing is a funny word because it's a relative word, right? Outgoing from who? Outgoing from me? Outgoing from you? Where's it incoming to? Who knows? Right? So, it's one customer. They've got a folder that's got outgoing in it. They sent us some files. They put it in the outgoing folder. Joke's on them. The outgoing folder is for my company to send them shit, not the other way around. So, they said, hey, we uploaded the file onto your server. Can you see it? I go, no, I don't see it. Right? Because it's a partition system, right? There's the customer-facing shit, and then there's the local-facing shit, right? Where, like, the outgoing folder, this piece of software will take shit internally from the outgoing folder and put it externally in the customer-facing shit, and vice versa for the root, right? The customer uploads to the root, it will take it from the customer-facing end of things and move it to the internal folder for that, right? So the customer uploaded it to the output folder, the outbound, whatever the fuck folder, right? And said, hey, we uploaded the file. Can you see it? And we go, no, we cannot. After some back and forth with the CSR, I get a screenshot from the customer, and I see fucking outbound in the screenshot. And I go, oh, I don't have access to that. That's the customer side. Tell them to put it in the root, not in the outbound folder. If you want that file right there, IT is the only one that has access to that file. So fire up an IT help ticket. So the CSR does just that. She fires up a help ticket. And I get a motherfucking paragraph from IT of, here's what your responsibility is, and da 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 da. And I'm like, bitch, I know. The customer uploaded it to the wrong place. I can't do shit about that. Why you tell me shit I already know? Fuck you. Goddamn. He pisses me off. Something we already have, or opposed to something custom? Yes. Yes, yes. Something that we already have that has, presumably, security measures already in place. Now, so learning Java for Minecraft mods. All right, yeah. Minecraft was Java here for a long time. It makes sense. Yeah. Don't know why, since I use similar things all the time, but I despise OOP. Object-oriented programming. Yeah. The design patterns. Enterprise bullshit bingo, yeah. Shackles that are design patterns and all that other bullshit that eventually comes along with working with OOP. Yeah, that shit I fucking hate. I couldn't, like, for the longest time, I couldn't describe why I fucking hated it, right? But now I can, I think. I don't know. That whole enterprise OOP is so much boiler fucking plate to get a damn thing working instead of get the fucking thing working first and then make it nice to look at. Yeah, bloat. It's all fucking bloat, right? It's one fucking person's method of organizing things that's shoved on everybody else, right? Fuck off with that shit. Stop it. Get some help. Maybe something like 2Client would be a better name? Absolutely. And we've started to do that. Where it's, you know, 2Client, 2Company, right? Where it's two separate folders, not one that's a subfolder of the other, but two separate folders. So you know, at a glance, which one you need to drop it into. It's like, oh, 2Company, that's the one I need to drop the thing in. 2Client, the client's me. I'm not to me, no. To them. Plain English. That's what you need. One of the CSRs had started doing that, actually, with all the new client setups she had. Unfortunately, this client is an old client that was set up decades ago, like actual decades. So the inbound, outbound was all relative to my company, right? And this is a holdover from all that, which is frustrating, but whatever. Yeah, that customer rep was amazing. I wish she stayed around. Her head was screwed on well, you know? She was smart. Too smart for this place, so she saw, like, she asked herself, what the fuck am I doing here, and left. I had... Oh, God. So, on that note... So the new guy, the former intern, I was talking to him today, right, in a one-on-one meeting, right? And we got a little off topic on the original subject matter of the meeting, and he said something along the lines of like, so I've been here a little while, and I've seen the mess. I've seen you handle and talk about this mess. And he struggled to word it in such a way that like he found acceptable, right? Which basically boiled down to, this place is a shit show. You're too smart for that. What the fuck are you doing here? Boiled down to that. He didn't say it like that, obviously. But he basically just asked, what are you still doing here? To which my reply is, I'm asking myself the same goddamn question, man. I don't know. I told him that was a fantastic question. Good question. I don't have an answer for you, unfortunately. Then I gave him a little bit more of my background of like, you know, how I ended up in my position, you know, the circumstance around it, right? And I told him, I haven't even told my boss this. So the week my current boss started at my company, that week I had an interview at some insurance company COBOL position. If they had called me back, I wouldn't be at this current job anymore. Inertia, 100%. 100% inertia, yes. Yep. Before I found out about this merger with another company, I was seriously considering just walking out. Nothing lined up, but I've got some money in the bank to last me a little while. So, peace. I was seriously considering that. Then I found out about the merger. I'm like, oh, let's see how this goes. But that's where I am now, I guess. You know. Has the web dev team ever thought of making an online account system for clients to upload files to, and we'll move it to the correct folder so people won't have to email you asking where a file is? It's more complicated than that, unfortunately, for a number of reasons. The web team is stuck in the fucking 90s. That's reason number one. They are the old guard, part of the old guard, right? I had a meeting the other day of like, hey, we need to move Process Web 22. That's the real name of the fucking server. From the old vendor in fucking Raleigh, North Carolina to AWS. And I'm like, cool, what's the new name? Process Web 22? Fuck you. What do you mean that's the same name? No, it's a new server. Why is it the same fucking name? Anyway, so Byrne is actually involved in this bullshit too, because he's converting some shit in SQL Server for them, right? Toyx, how you doing? There's a strategy. But they're just going. The one guy that is the main web developer is a fucking asshole, honestly, because he goes on about like, oh no, we need to do it this way. And then bitches and moans about doing the thing that way. And Byrne and I are like, you're a moron. That's the hard way. Why are you doing it that way? No, shut up. Stop it. You're wrong. You're just making excuses because you don't want to fucking change anything. Go to hell. And his manager is one of the old guard as well. She's been around for fucking ever. She doesn't know what the fuck she's doing anymore because she's stuck in the 90s as well. And then the other guy who is I don't know, a director of manure or some shit. I don't know. He's a moron. He's the used car salesman. That guy. That's what he sounds like anyway whenever he talks. He's been in the business long enough that he knows enough buzzwords that he sounds like he knows. He sounds knowledgeable to someone that doesn't know what the fuck's going on. But as soon as someone that knows what the fuck is going on is talking to him, two sentences in, they realize he's spewing bullshit. Chilling after your mainframe job. Welcome. Doing fine. That's good to hear. Yeah, a lot of bullshit happened at work the past 2 weeks since I've been gone, and I'm drunk, so I'm ranting a little bit. I apologize. While I rename some files and break things, because things don't exist anymore because I renamed them. I want to go to line 269. No, that's not a 2. That's a 269. There it is. Oh, right there. Menu mode. Whoop, not that. Yeah, but yeah, so the new COO, Chief Operating Officer, was in the building Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday of this week. And it just so happened that on Saturday, a few days before he was here, the big, shiny, new, fancy Canon printer went down. It broke. Oh no. On Monday, or over the weekend, they ordered a part. Came in on Monday. The tech replaced the part. Didn't fucking fix it. Oh no. They wanted to order a second part, so they ordered a second part. That's gonna be forever. Oh no, the tech doesn't think it's going to fix any. It doesn't think it's gonna fix the problem. Thinks it's a software issue. Tuesday rolls around. The new COO is like, wait, what is it? It's a micer sensor? We're not printing micer. Fuck you, disable it. Unplug the fucking thing and see if it works. This is like 5 o'clock you found out about this, right? Half an hour later, the thing's fucking printing. But he saw firsthand how the plant manager handles issues. Or rather, how he doesn't handle issues. Now, curiosity, as in you're curious about what will happen with or to the company. Kind of. Yeah. I want to witness firsthand the bullshit. Well, is it easier to manually name files in Git than just create a new temporary branch, commit the new named files? There. What are you on about? Look, are you high right now? Create new temporary branch, commit the new. What? That. Huh? Yeah, git move exists. That's what I'm using. I'm renaming. That's how I'm renaming the files. I'm not creating a new branch for all that shit. Like, I'm moving it so Git tracks the movement. And then the renaming here is in the code, right? Where I'm including said files. Or Git doesn't rename that shit. Because Git doesn't modify code like that. Main. There it goes. You can do a global find replace on all source files, but that's semantics. Yeah, it's semantics, and I want to like actually be knowledgeable of everything that I change. I guess I want to. That's not the right word. I want to be deliberate with my changes. How about that? Yeah. It doesn't really track track the movement. It determines file renames by the way of content diff metric. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Which is why when I renamed game.inc to game.asm, it got a little screwy with the status diff right here. Right? It thought I modified one of them and created another one or whatever, right? No. Move is copy, could add, get remove, but still, yeah. Yeah. All right. So ls menu. Menu. Is this the main menu? Yes, this is the main menu. Okay. Get move menu dot asm to menu main dot asm. Like that. Make it again. No rule to make menu dot asm. Okay. Make file. Let's also I can sort all this shit. Like that. Okay. Add that. Oops, under that. Add the make file. What else? Practice board scores screen stuff. The screen stuff. That's probably fine the way it is right now, right? Menu dash screen instead of screen dash menu. Probably. Yeah. Come in. Yeah. Audio, yes, actually. Audio does it. I just have it muted, honestly. It's not great audio, mind you. Enable audio. Okay. I don't remember if I have. Oh, there it is. Okay, I do have it. Hang on. Let me pause this over here, and then turn that one on. Can you hear that? I think they're my mic. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom. Oh my God! Yeah, I was working on this the other day. Or not the other day, like the other week, really. I don't remember when I added it, but I added the very simple Tetris music, right? The very simple Tetris theme, rather. And the sound effects I did a little bit on stream, actually. I did some of the sound effects on stream. I still don't know if I'm going to keep the music or if I'm just going to keep the sound effects, right? I might do just sound effects. I don't know yet, though. Oh, that was a bad move there. Yeah, so the music just like loops like really quickly. Yeah. Yeah. Is this the exact music from the Nintendo's version? No, I don't think so. I found a MIDI online that I was able to convert to MMC5 audio essentially. But I'm gonna go ahead and mute that because I don't want to hear that song on loop. Yeah. But I had that a while ago, and I had to fix a lot of timing. Yeah. Yeah. Time. Yeah. It's whatever. It's fine. So that music track, like the actual song itself, I just converted to get into the correct format and threw it at the engine, right? Just so I could get timings down for audio shit. Yeah. That was the main what's it? The main focus with that was figuring out the timings. Someone else's. Because I'm using what's it? Family Studio? Family Studio, this right here. Because I'm using this, it exports it in a different format. So I just went, you know what? I'm just going to use the Family Studio engine because screw it. I don't feel like digging into that format right now, right? So that's what that was. I had done a lot of work in Family Tracker's audio thing, yeah. And the fact that I'm using MMC5 audio features with this as well, I just figured, you know what, I'll just use the pre-baked one, right? It's fine. Yeah. Import a MIDI file into the piano roll. How much do you have to mess with the roll to make MIDI sound good once the assembly? Yeah, test it. So it depends. I for that anyway, I had to first pre-process, massage the MIDI. So that one was polyphonic, right? So it had on a single channel more than one note playing at a time. So I had to split that into the separate channels, right? Open with Famous Studio. It's right here. So the square 1 and 2 were on the same channel, right? There it goes. So you can see one of them is kind of like faded out, right? So they were originally on the same MIDI channel, and I had to separate those onto 2 separate channels because not all of them, but a few of the notes, like these guys right here, play at the same time. They're polyphonic in the original MIDI, which the NES does not do. So I had to separate them out to separate channels, right? And then I was able, at that point, to import it into this program here. And then I just added the noise channel myself. Yeah. Use a pre-made audio engine? Yeah, right. I mean, that's fair. I mean, from what I understand, anyway, each company would have had their own pre-made audio engine, right? Or they would have acquired an audio engine from somewhere or something, right? So they wouldn't remake the audio engine for every fucking game. They'd just use their either in-house engine, like Konami would have had their own in-house engine because they had their own chips with expansion audio, right? Yeah, I don't think a lot of companies were seriously rewriting their engine every game. If anything, they had one engine that they modified when a new feature they needed arose or whatever, you know. Remember tested what a wave file sounded like on the NES? I mean, that's just the PCM, right? The PCM channel. Or what the fuck is the name of the channel? DPCM. This guy here. That's all that is. And I've seen it. I haven't played around with it myself because I don't really care. But the that Bad Apple ROM uses that channel exclusively. Yeah, it doesn't use the other audio channels, from what I understand. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Leave the audio to the audio adjacent guys. Yeah. If you know audio theory good enough to make an audio tracker, adopting the knowledge to make an audio engine on the NES should be simpler than making the normal game dev struggle through the audio engine specifics. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Wave, probably the most basic audio format in existence, which makes it quite nice. Yes, except that it is extremely data hungry. Yeah. You can put the DPCM channel in a certain mode, just throw 7-bit samples at it. Yeah. I haven't played with it myself because I just don't care enough about the audio things. Audio and music is not my wheelhouse, right? I'm interested in it, sure, but I am fucking tone deaf, all right? I can't like write music to save my goddamn life. And I've never really tried to change that, you know? So I don't have much of an interest in trying weird audio things other than just like importing shit and getting it to work, you know? FLAC is better for quality since it does not lose quality since it's a 7-zip file. Since it's like a zip file. Wave is fully uncompressed samples. I don't know what you're on about. The FLAC is a lossless compression. Wave is uncompressed. Oh. My PCM, since wave can be compressed and stuff. Okay, fair, but yeah. Yeah, FLAC is lossless, yeah. Whereas shit like MP3 or whatever is lossy. Yeah. But that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. But for having higher quality audio at a smaller file size, I mean, that's FLAC versus and wave just are not things for NES. Well, I mean, PCM, I guess, for the DPCM channel, but that's extremely limited. That's not going to be in any game. That's not going to be your audio track, right? That's not going to be your music track. That's going to be your sound effect on the menu or some shit, right? Yeah. Or if you're in the demo scene, that's a different story entirely, but whatever. Entire waveform in a single image, oh boy. Verify you're human. I'm human, fuck you. Yeah. Format subject, the data subject. And I found out while writing the decoder for StudyBox stuff that channel information or the channel data for like left versus right is interlaced. Every other byte is the same channel if you're doing stereo. I didn't know that before. It makes sense, but yeah. Honestly, maybe my ears or speakers are fucked, but I barely hear the difference between wave and MP3. Well, so that's the thing with MP3. It's designed for like the human perception, So modern MP3 is very good, right? Yeah, it's designed to be not perceptibly different to the human ear, right? Old MP3, like early MP3, the crunchy shit, you can fucking hear it, right? But that's because of like data size limits and transfer limits and all that kind of shit, But once you get to like the modern encodings, right? It's designed to be, high quality at low file size, Most people don't hear the difference. Yeah, exactly. Turn the program that run the file because I FL Studio and I can hear the difference between MP3 and wave. Sometimes even wave and FLAC. I don't know about that, Luke. I don't know how high you are, but I hear the difference with the thing that is designed. I hear the difference. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can hear there are differences you can hear. Like you can hear like low quality MP3s, right? Like that is absolutely a thing. Like the YouTube encoding for a lot of stuff is dog shit. You can hear that a lot of the time, I mean, usually, a lot of times you need to know what you're listening for, but now, if you hear a difference between uncompressed wave and FLAC, that difference is psychosomatic. FLAC isn't lossy. Exactly. Yeah. FLAC isn't lossy. It's bothersome when the only source of the audio is YouTube. Yeah. Great question. Does Vorbis have patents? If not, it's better just buy that fact. I don't remember. Is Vorbis one of the free ones? I think because OG Vorbis, right? I think Vorbis is one of the non-patented ones or some bullshit. Right? I thought. I could be completely off base there, but I don't know. Maybe? Maybe. They still work? Good. I still need to fix that game over screen. the text for that because it's too close together now and crappy. They try very hard to avoid patent traps. Yeah. Is MP3 public domain? I don't know about that. Patent +1 goes to software. Yes, you can patent 1+1. No. Patent office is overworked. Uh-oh. Well, that worked. Kind of. Well, let's put that there. Put this guy there. Put this guy there. And then this one over here. And then like that. And then this guy goes down there. Ooh, look at that. Look at me go. Oh my god. Very much doubt MP3 is public domain. Yeah. May no longer be patent encumbered, but that doesn't mean it's public domain. Right. Play an old vinyl record and listen to the Spotify version of the same track next. The difference is horrible. What, the vinyl is better quality than Spotify? That's honestly very believable. Yeah. Spotify really that bad? Spotify really that dog shit? This is a table, right? Goddamn. AAC, non-free. Fuck you. Oh, this doesn't even... Oh my god. What? Who thought... Oh my god. Wikipedia, go to hell. Okay, inspect... How do I get rid of the width on this fucking thing? Container. Do you have a width on you? Min width. Auto. Fuck you. All right. Then whatever's inside here. No. This one. No, this. Maybe? No. That guy's the full width, right? What the fuck? Content. Is there a way to, like... override the width of this fucking thing? This is why I don't do the web dev, by the way. It's because bullshit like this. Yeah. This guy have a width? Fucking bullshit. Got a massive table. I can't see the whole fucking thing. That's so fucking stupid. So stupid. Just throw in a width 100% important. Okay. Is that how that works? Is that really how that... for... this one? Fixed it! Remove the overflow auto. Fucking bullshit. I've got, like, scripts turned off, so that's probably why. Music production, consumer audio. Yes. No? What? I thought this said telepathy. Telephony. Lossless. Before SLS. Patented. Yes. No. DRM. Fair play. Fuck you. M4P. Only. What the fuck is M4P? AC4. ALAC. I haven't heard about a bunch of these. AMR. AMBE. What the fuck are all these? aptX. A track. Sony. Fuck you, Sony. Broad voice. Celt. Codec 2. Who names an audio codec Codec 2? Go to hell. I should make it one. Whatever. Enhanced AC3. Encodec. Fuck you, Facebook. Yes, FLAC. There you go. For 01. Really? Is that old? Wow. G dot. Whatever the fuck. VoIP software. Okay. Fucking everywhere. ISAC. LA. Winamp with an old plugin version? What? LC3. I haven't heard of most of these. MP2 I've heard of. MP1, MP3. MPEG H 3D audio. 3D. Opus. There's Opus. All right. Satin. That's a fabric, isn't it? Silk. So is that. Snack. Speaks. What was this used by? That was used by fucking Ventrilo or some shit, right? Right? Celto's one of the projects folded into Opus. Oh. Oh, those are phone codecs? Yeah. Yeah. Silk was the other one. Huh. Wow, back. Vorbis. Og. Og's the container, right? Yeah, container. Yeah, and Vorbis is the actual format. Yeah, audio code. Yeah. Operating system support. ALS. That's a lot of tables there. That's a lot of tables. Anyway. Where was I? Castor, Theora video files and OGG files, for instance? Yeah. I've never had good experiences with OGG files, honestly. Small size, sure, but dog shit quality in my experience. But maybe that was just the sample stuff, the samples I've had. That's an older format, isn't it? I think it's an older format anyway. Yeah. I don't see that. I don't see that as a great audio container though. I don't know. All right. A README file. I want a README file. Okay. On that note, what should I actually call this ROM? 'Cause I don't want to call it Tetris. I'll get in trouble with that. Vorbis is lossy by design. Yeah, very lossy. Like low quality JPEG or some shit, right? Call it Arthur. Oh God. Surtet? Not Tetris. Backwards. I don't want to put my name in it either. I don't want it like some permutation of my name. I don't want that. as old as Wave, AVI, etc., but I'm not sure about the age relative to MKV. MKV, I believe, is newer, yeah. Jumping, goddammit. Corpus is fairly old and mature. You can have a parity with MP3 for fewer bits. Oh, or higher quality for the same size. Oh. Maybe it's just the files that I've had have been dog shit quality. Yank! Yeah, another Tetris, NES Tetris clone. Falling Quadrominos. That was the board game that inspired Tetris. Pentamino. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know. What was the other one? I like the acronym that I had. What was it? A totally unique block game. Tub game. Totally unique. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Right. Legally distinct falling. I like that one. LDFBG. Little good. Chettery, Russian for 4. Oh. What is Tetris building? I don't know. Have I? Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. I've seen that. I think an actual building shaped like the Tetris blocks. No, that's it. That's just playing Tetris on a building. Okay, so how do I do pictures in like this, right? I took some screenshots the other day. Some screenshots, right? So I want one of that one. So that's going to be 32. And then Godfather for the Emperor. Thank you for 58 months.
He's the most powerful
Appreciate that.
hacker of all time.
Mark link, yes. Well, yeah, it's like to actually like embed it, right? So if I go over to because Hugo uses the same markdown, right? Content study box. Yeah, so this uses the same markdown format. So exclamation point for the embed, right? Morning. Yeah, 58 months. Time does fly. 72. Okay, and then the next one. I got one of the main menu, which, by the way, taking these screenshots, I realized, how dare, where the fuck did it just go? Where the fuck? Oh, I realized there's a little, some bullshit up there where it doesn't draw right. Because, shut up. I mean, it's cut off, so I'm not going to really worry about it, but. Alright. Then I want to have, one of these guys. So I'll have. Let's do 19. Look at that. 0, 1, 9. Pung. And then one of these guys. So no. What was one that I had both of them with shit on them? I didn't. This one, which is 27. And then 30. And then 15 and 16. Okay. Present only 56 months. 6 years. Fuck. Time goes too fast. You know that? I always wondered how Nintendo captures screenshot for the effects of their console games. They literally just got a camera. They pointed a camera at a CRT. Yeah. No. That's what it was. Okay. Features. We got single player, 2-player, SRS. What is the actual name of that rotation system? Like the full legal name? SRS. What is that? Super rotation system or the standard rotation system? The super. Yeah. T spins. Garbage attacks in 2-player. Wall kicks. Correct colors. Correct block colors. What am I going to port this stuff? So, honestly speaking, for the SNES, I'll probably start with some like demo-y kind of stuff where I'm like figuring out how to fucking compile shit. And then Tetris is probably gonna be one of the earlier things to port. A settings menu, absolutely. Settings menu, a practice menu, more game modes, high scores. Oh my god, so much shit. What else I got? How hard do I think would it be to port my Go tools to SNES? Working collision. Shut the fuck up. The main one, Luke, is image stuff, and I've already started working on that. Totally original audio? No. Some audio. But thankfully, the SNES can use NES graphics, basically. Hold piece. Oh, the back, right. That's gonna go up here. Hold piece. 7-piece bag. Right. Death scrum. I say about Super Nintendo, you wouldn't even really need to change the logic code. Yeah. RNG. Well, I mean, ring. I mean, that's kind of what that is, right? Yeah. No. I mean the actual data for the images. So one of the modes on the SNES is 2 bits per pixel, which is what the NES format is, and it uses the same binary format, the same 2 bits per pixel format that the NES uses. The other pixel formats are really just combinations of the 2-bit per pixel format. That's all that really is. Mode 7! Well, mode 7 is different, yeah. Okay, building. Required. GNU make. CC 65. Sweet. I think you don't technically need Go. I think. Because the RNG is in the in there. Oh no, you do for all of the map conversion shit. Okay. Golang. Get. Get. Yeah. Bugs. All the bugs. Yeah. But this the SNES being 16-bit native is 4 bits per. No, that's not how that works. Really, there's different modes for the graphics on the SNES. And depending on how many colors you want in that specific mode, you have more like layers essentially. Yeah. But also look at the SNES specs. If I remember right, the SNES uses a variation of 652 and something else. I think, like I said, I don't want. Yeah. 65816, a 16-bit backward compatible extension of the 6502. Yes. Probably go 116 and higher. Is it 116 and higher? Convert map. What are you using? That shit. All right. Nothing fancy in that. I'm just gonna put a blanket Golang. Go mod. I don't think I have one of those. Yeah, I don't have a Go mod or some. Cause they're basically scripts. I think in another commit, I'm gonna actually make those into proper like utilities or something. I don't know. Put them in their own subfolder. Make a Go mod for them. I don't know. I don't know. That's why it says backgrounds could scroll at different speeds per layer? No. No, the backgrounds could scroll at different speeds because they are different layers. Well, like that, I got the impression that the SNES actually doesn't have quite the same format as the NES for 2 pixel. This is tile planar, while SNES is row planar. Well, when high bits are in one video more. Was it? Now that you mentioned that, I do remember something along those lines. Was that the sprites that were different, or was it all of them? I don't honestly remember. Yeah. It'll be Go 116 as that's the language spec we're using for movie polls. I don't think you need to use anything newer. I'm not even gonna put a version on it. Screw it. PC Engine 4 bits per pixel tiles are similar. First 2 planes are consecutive bytes. Next 2 planes are 16 bytes later. I don't know. I don't know. Optional. A sprite. Tiled. What else? Family Studio. Right? Probably. CHR? No. I'm not using that here. Building. Git clone. No, not that one. This one though. I do want to like actually rename the repo in a bit, but do that later. Latest dot no. No, I'm not gonna put the other EverDrive stuff on there. Z-Block is the name? Nah. Visual Studio. Visual Studio. Been gearing up to test my implementation with Messen. Ooh, I haven't finished making around for it yet. Starting to make the ROM should end up in bin. Now, to concatenate several 2-bit per pixel tiles, while Mode 7 is packed pixels are very different. Yeah, Mode 7 is its own beast. Yeah. Right. What's this? The first console with 3D texture rasterizer limited to viewing part of a single polygon per scan line. Jank as shit. Alright. Get out of that. Get out of that one. You going? Alright. You have a good night, Campai. Hope to see you next time. Yeah, I should be back on Sunday. Not sure what I'll be doing. I don't know. I might be digging into some StudyBox stuff. I've been wanting to get back into some StudyBox shenanigans, specifically on the scripting engine in that. But I don't know. No promises. We'll see. We'll see. The README, git add screenshots. Yeah, just add all of them. Screw it. Woo. I'm gonna want to add a license too, aren't I? Yeah. Yeah, that's MIT license, right? Yeah. New GPL? No. I'm not a big fan of the GPL licenses, honestly. Most of my stuff on GitHub is under MIT. Yeah. What is the current state of what is known about the custom language for the StudyBox? It's stack-based. Variables are pre-allocated. GPL is a virus. Yeah, so my boss is finding that out the hard way, actually. So there is a library that we're using. iText, I think it was called. And I guess years ago, some genius at my company wrote a little program for the customer to be able to split PDFs using this library and gave that program to the customer. And immediately violated the GPL because they distributed GPL code, or they distributed a program that used GPL code without distributing the code. So that the guys that maintain that library are now coming after us about the GPL violations. So my boss actually came to me yesterday, I want to say. Yeah, yesterday. Asking me how to release something as open code. And I'm like, you mean open source? He goes, yeah, that's it. Oh, boy. And I'm like, drop it on GitHub with the right license. It's probably fine. I believe that's still allowed so long as you send them the code on request. Yeah, which is something we don't do, number one. Yeah, there's some weird shit with that. Like, I haven't read the code that is in violation, number one. Number two, I don't really care. Number three, my boss doesn't really care because it was a problem with the previous company, the previous CEO, or whatever, her fucking problem, technically. My boss just wants the shit to go away. Right? So I'm like, just fucking put it on GitHub. I don't know. Like, there's no, like, customer-specific shit in there, right? He's like, yeah, no, there's not. I'm like, all right, fucking put it on GitHub. Who cares? Oh. I always thought GPL was good because it's viral in the sense that all derived versions of it must be made open source so that people cannot make money off of a free open source software. We'll see, so that's the thing. So we offer, my company offers a service, and part of that service is providing PDFs to clients. And for whatever reason, this one customer didn't want my company to split PDFs. They wanted to split PDFs on their own. And they didn't have a tool to do that for them. So we threw something together that we could give them as a standalone product. Right? It was a one-off thing. But because we used this iText software and we technically distributed this as a business transaction, that is in violation of the GPL. Straight up. It's just that whoever originally did this didn't fucking think that far ahead. Or read the fucking license, you know? Cooking your paper tape. Yeah. Not a fancy land where all just will be fun. Yeah. Since the IdTech Engine's games use GPL3, you can do whatever with it, like make a new game with a Quick Engine, as long as you make the code available either on request or right on GitHub with the same GPL3 license. Right. Now, if there's something so specific or security sensitive in there, and you don't care about keeping code proprietary, might as well release it. Well, yeah. So that's just the thing with this is, it's not proprietary for us. It's just something we literally threw together for the specific customer to split a PDF on bookmarks. That's all it is. Is the MIT license more freeing like the Apache one? Oh, right, that's right, that's green. Yeah. Permission is hereby granted free of charge to any person obtaining a copy of this software and associated documentation files, the software, to deal in the software without restriction, including without limitation, the rights to use, copy, modify, merge, publish, distribute, sublicense, and or sell copies of the software, and to permit persons to whom the software is furnished to do so, subject to the following conditions. The above copyright notice and this permission notice shall be included in all copies or substantial portions of the software. Nowhere does it say I have to actually provide the source. Yeah, no, that was the MIT license. Yes, that's the license right there. Yep. Software is provided as is without warranty of any kind, express or implied, including but not limited to the warranties of merchantability, fitness for a particular purpose, and non-infringement. In no event shall the authors or copyright holders be liable for any claim, damages, or other liability, whether in an action of contract, tort or otherwise, arising from, out of, or in connection with the software or the use of other dealings in the software. No. I don't want it as Markdown. I want it as plain text. One of the reasons is so GitHub like fucking recognizes it. GPL doesn't prevent making money. That's specifically allowed. Just it becomes difficult since others can just copy it if they want. Thus, most open source making money on services instead. Yeah. There was a big to do with the reason of the reason that GNU moved to the version 3 of the license was because of TiVo. They used GPL v2 code, which allowed them to keep their source closed, I believe, right? In a certain way they did it. And the way that the GPL v2 was worded allowed them to get away with not releasing their source code. Right? It was something along the lines of like, they included libraries, right? But they also had their own proprietary code in there. And they weren't required to release the source code to their proprietary code. And they didn't like change any of the GPL libraries or whatever they brought in, I think. Yeah. Distributing firmware with no way for the user to actually do anything with it. Yeah. Well, I mean, the reason that companies don't want to distribute firmware is because of obscurity, by obscurity, right? So if you don't know how this firmware works, right, it is harder to. If you don't have the source code for the firmware, it's harder to understand how it works and to find vulnerabilities in it, right? No. TiVoization. Yeah, that. Yep. Yeah, so there was a big push to move to v3, and Linus of Linux fame specifically and deliberately is staying on GPL v2, I think, right? The firmware was free, but the update mechanism wasn't a lock and key. Ah, yeah. Yeah. But anyway, my boss can't even pronounce open source correctly, but he's getting bitten by it because of former employees' poor decisions. I don't know. It's too bad. There's no way to analyze binary firmware to see how it works and consequently modify it. Yeah, that's too bad, isn't it? It's a shame that those tools totally don't exist. There be dragons. Oh no! Now I can't do what I was going to do. Darn it! Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. Alright. So they put in the license that you're not allowed to reverse engineer it. They can just sue you. Yeah, sue you out of existence. The fuckers. But that's... I don't think that'll hold up in court. Because that's the whole, like, what is it? The white room reverse engineering? Right? That's fair. Depends on the country. Yeah, sure. But yeah, I don't think that'll actually hold in court, you know, the whole reverse engineering thing. Especially if you have the money to fight it. Clean room techniques. There you go. Yeah, that. Doesn't need to hold in court if they can use it to drain your finances below viability. Unfortunately, you are correct. That is true. It's unfortunate, but yeah. No. Like a compact made their own BIOS. Yeah, exactly. Or how Tengen or Atari should have approached the lockout chip. They didn't. The morons. So they lost that legal battle. Nintendo's gonna destroy. Fuck Nintendo. Nintendo's a piece of shit. Alright, let's see if I did it right. Refresh. Oh my god, I did. Let's fucking go. I'm honestly surprised that those images worked. That's beautiful. Beautiful. That's because Nintendo's gonna show you. Just straight into his mom first. Like, what? What? Really distinct falling bucket. That's right. I did get the lockout chip source. That's why rabbit chip is a thing. Well, yeah. So that's the thing. They had two initiatives to bypass the lockout chip. One of them was a clean room reverse engineering approach, right? Which is hard. Don't get me wrong, it's hard. Possible, but hard. And the other was the lawyers pretended to be Nintendo and asked the patent office for the source code, which is illegal. And then Nintendo found out and sued the shit out of them. Welcome, Hypnotic Games. How you doing? G'day. How was stream? Sam, that gamer, Hypnotic, Bucky, hello, Nullrot, hello, Dex, hello. G'day. Was good. Got a 2D UI working in 3D display. Ooh, fun. I'm doing some minor housekeeping stuff with this project. I just got a README on there with some screenshots. Some pretty pictures. Nintendo, so many people say it ain't so, right? Not even surprised. Yeah. Is this not Tetris? Yeah, it's a legally distinct falling block game. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Is your markdown formatting not? Most things first try for me are not correct, right? This is the versus mode right here, but yeah, it's a fully working Tetris clone on the NES with proper colors, the proper rotation, the SRS system, the super rotation system, so it's got like wall kicks and shit and all that loveliness. Oh god. Oh, I messed up already. Oh, fantastic. Oh god. Oh Jesus. Oh no. I'm not very good at this game. Oh fuck. Jesus. Oh god. Oh boy. I'm bad at this game, by the way, in case you haven't noticed. But yeah, it's got proper colors. It's got the SRS rotation system. It's got it's got wall kicks and shit. So if I go over into here and then practice and then the wall test right here, where I can go whoop like that, And then over here, and I can go whoop, 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 like that. And then over here, and then go whoop, like that. Bam. So that's cool. Let's see. And then ET cannon. Yeah, this guy here. So I can do these, right? So if I do like this and bam, and then bam, like that, bam, like that, and then again, and then bam, like that. Oh. You make the legally distinct Tetris gods proud. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Markdown's got a lot of variants. Yeah. Oh. More than one in use. GitHub is using more than one? Really? Bastards. Most things first try are not correct for me. That explains my love life. Yeah, right. Be truly angry at Nintendo for the Joy-Con drift. Can you tap the controller like the original Tetris? That speeder needs use probably. I don't prevent that explicitly. Got on for lunch? Yeah, no worries. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. You enjoy your food. Thank you for the raid again. Appreciate it. Yeah. This is so much better than that other block dropping game. Wow. Enjoy a block fall game. Thank you. I will try. Thank you. So yeah, for those that are new here, I have rewritten Tetris on the NES entirely in assembly. I think I started this project in what, December of last year, I think. This is not my first ROM, my first rodeo, as it were. I've done a few other things. Looks like there may be a missing tile upper left corner of the active play. Good eye. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh my god. How did you see that? Yeah, right there. Right there. It needs to be this guy right here. It's not exactly a missing tile, it's an incorrect tile. So there we go. There's the right one. Good eye. Make that again. Reload. There it is. Fantastic. Yeah. Good catch, though. Yeah, because these two lines are on the same tile because they're so close together. Yeah. Yeah. Fun fact, I have Tetris for the NES box. Oh, really? Ooh, look at you, fancy ass. But a while they may change it, but see, they had different ones for repo files, the README, and for issue comments. Oh, I thought for something else. I don't remember what. Ew. Ew. So this as a reminder that everyone can place the wrong block. Enjoy your food. But yeah, so this isn't my first ROM. I've put mostly demo-ish kind of stuff. This is actually the most complete ROM I've done. The next most complete one was like a breakout game, but I got bored / distracted on that one. That was this guy here. This ROM. Where I got the runner, I guess, is complete, I suppose. That's the first complete one, right? So it has a whole, like, what's it? Cutscene engine. That's the word I was looking for. Cutscene engine, where it does the whole, like, scripted sequence and shit. And has like, variable with text and everything. It does it on the fly. And then this right here is the... that's not the button I wanted to hit. I want to hit select. There it is. This is the map selection that is directly inspired by the Star Fox menu. The Star Fox map, rather, right? And then it's... okay, so the screen here looks terrible. Because I changed it and haven't finished making it look good again. Yeah, so what happened here is I hit a block that it's a special kind of block that has another entire playfield inside of it. So in order to clear that block out, I have to clear out this entire playfield. Yeah, recursive block breakout, yeah. And then when I fall out of here, it drops out of that block, and then it goes in another one. And I can re-enter these blocks, by the way, and they will keep the state of when I last left it, right? If I hit it that way, like that, there it goes. So I do that, and if I were to come back into this one, it would keep the blocks that I've already hit gone, right? I forget what that one is. Oh. And it works, all right, I guess. But I got, like I said, bored and or distracted. So I lost interest in working on this one, basically. That's basically what happened. But if I drop it on there and then go back into this one, say, I said go back into that one. You can see the blocks are already missing, right? Because we're already in here. Yeah, so there's a bunch of levels on that one. There's lives and shit, and there's like a gravity mode where like the ball has gravity. Let's see. Where was the other one? The Jump King. Here it is. This is basically Jump King on the NES. But I am bad at Jump King, so like, or rather, I've like never played it really. Whoop, there it goes. The Infinite Runner. Yep, that was my first ROM. Yep. Oh, too far. Oh no. Oh. Boing. Beautiful. I haven't showed it yet, no. Boop. Oh my god. Have I ever made it this high while while actually like playing this game before? This thing? I don't know if I've ever actually made it like play tested up this high before. Holy shit. This is amazing. Oh, the sprite's broken there. Oh my god. Oh no. Yeah. And then like the slide, oh no. And the slides, if I go too close to the slope here, I'll slide down it. I thought I would. Okay, I gotta actually like, I have to actually be moving on that. All right. Yeah. You review your own games? How do you know that you can finish them? Well, so that's the thing. I don't finish programming them in the first place. But yeah, we're, no. This guy. This is my first, like, quote-unquote complete ROM right here. This is one of my earlier ROMs, right? Where, so if you ever like not had an internet connection and opened up like Google Chrome, you had the little dinosaur game. That's basically what this is, but on the NES. This is my first ROM after Pong, fucking years ago at this point. Getting you know, that scrolling stuff working and a little bit of RNG and figuring out drawing shit. You know, some high scores that apparently don't work anymore, which is cool. I can enter a seed in. Got some credits here. Oh my god, those credits are wrong. Holy shit. This used to be, what's it? Subs, Twitch subs. That's what that's supposed to be, rather. At the time of, you know, when I was working on this. Where, the purple flashing ones were tier 2s and the rainbow flashing were tier 3. Oh, the Helldivers minigame, right. What did I call that? do they call that? So I did not flash my Patreon. No. Oh, I think at this point I don't know if I did Patreon. I thought it was some H. Where I got disassembled, dither, no, plasma pronos, thanks. Crafting. Stratagem Hero, that's what it was. This guy. This one here. So that's the stratagem. This is like the Stratagem Hero minigame in Helldivers, right? Where you're hitting the different stratagems. You know, the DDR moves for the different things, right? Yay! These people still around. Oh, so that was not the correct list on that. There's no any key. How do I continue? That's part of the joke there. The brainfuck interpreter and compiler. Yep. Yeah, this is the project where I figured out MMC5. Because that's how I do all the colors, right? Because all these are like unique color kind of things, and it's a lot of images is what it is. A lot of graphics. Oh, I'm not gonna make this. Uh-oh. 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 Oh, I failed. Oh well. No. Press start. That's the start button. Yeah, the brainfuck one. This one here. This one requires a keyboard to actually do anything with. It ignores the controller, so it needs the Famicom keyboard set up with it. But that's a proper brainfuck interpreter and compiler even. Compiles into 6502 assembly. Let's see what else. Oh, this is a demo, I think. This is a demo to figure out. Yeah. Demo figuring out how to do the grid menu that I'm doing in Tetris. Yeah. Ever make a game for the Genesis that requires a 6-button pad? The right shoulder button needs to fire weapons. No. If you want to build a real cart for this Tetris game, do you have to add in more programming for the SRAM for the high scores? No. No. Eggplant? Eggplant. Yeah, eggplant. It's supposed to be eggplant, yeah. Key test. This is more of a utility ROM right here to test out different peripherals, right? In hardware, because these I actually have these. So I have the titler. I had the Hypershot, the Mahjong controller, the network controller, the tablet, 3D glasses, the trackball thing, the family trainer, the keyboard, right? But it's basically just like, you know, what buttons am I pressing kind of thing, you know? Can I actually press up and down? I actually can't press up and down on this controller. Amazing. All right. Screensaver demo. So I've done a lot. Yeah. Done a few things. Famicom peripheral that Switch hasn't gotten yet. What? Okay, what is it? What do you have that I don't have? What is it? I'm curious now. Is it like if I can... Is it like the Miracle Keyboard or something like that? Do the Miracle Keyboard. With a fucking what? Okay. All right. You actually have that? Amazing. Was this a new acquisition? I feel like this was a newer acquisition that you got. I want to get the fuck. What was it? I want to say Magic Keyboard, but that ain't right. I don't think. But it's a NES peripheral, not a Famicom one. Same idea. In your most recent box. Nice. Yeah. So I have a trip planned to Japan in October. My brother doesn't want to bother with Akihabara. He doesn't want to bother with Akiba. We might get there. I don't know, but I want to find some retro stores to see if I can find any hardware that piques my interest that I don't have yet. I didn't remember a video of a football game where the DVD video screen was on the large screen. What nuts! I'm looking. Was it actually that? Is Akiba outside Osaka? No, Akiba is a district of Tokyo. Yeah, Micro piano keyboard is a state. Was stateside rather than Japanese? Yes. As argument reverse engineered to a point. I still want it. I still want the damn thing. Not that I can play a fucking piano anyway, but you get the point, right? Yeah. But no, yeah. So Akiba is yeah. Let me actually open up. Nope. Give me a private window, so my pins and location and shit doesn't get revealed on Google Maps. So yeah, Osaka's down here, right down here. Kyoto is right above it. This is where all the shrines are. So if you've seen the Red Gate Shrine, where it's just like a hallway of red gates, that's in Kyoto. The Fox Shrine's in there, and a bunch of others. So that's down there. Tokyo is way up here, and Akihabara is up here somewhere. It's up here somewhere, I think. Yeah. It's on the other side of those river. I'm pretty sure it's on the other side of this river. I think. Yeah, somewhere up there. Over here. Where's community? Yeah, that and transit. Puddle's over there. Am I misremembering? Where are the transit lines? Oh, I was a little too far north. All right. Yeah, Akibara is right here. Right there. It was over a river, but it's a smaller one. Yeah. So that's the Imperial Palace. And then Akibara's right here. No. Have I been to Kyoto? Yes. I have. Google Maps makes Bitrate go brrr. The Yakuza game is now not sure why. Yeah, so my brother and I are going in October, and we found some things to do. One of them is way over here. That's right here. So we're going to try and get here. The thing with this is you have to order the tickets the prior month. So we have to wait until September to order the tickets. That's it. No, I didn't. We weren't looking for those. Nintendo Love Hotels. Those still exist. There's also a over here somewhere. There's a miniature museum. Actually, where the fuck is that? I was very close. Small Worlds. This right here. Small Worlds Mini Museum. Well, it's got like miniatures and stuff that you like take pictures of. So we're gonna go here as well. Mute that and play. Right? Miniature giant space hamster? Sure, probably. Look at this. Look at this shit. Oh my god. fucking fancy. And this place you can actually get a miniature of yourself. So they got like a 3D scan thing that you can step into and get figures of yourself. Yeah. I don't do Gundam, no. But that's not Gundam. That's fucking Evangelion. That's Eva. That's not Gundam. So just against yourself just took my mind to Rule 34. No, because it's in a public place. So that is out of the question entirely. All right. Bad slap. No, bad slap. Okay, so we're going here. We're going to the Ghibli Museum. There's a few other museums down here, I think. Shit, there's a samurai museum down in Kyoto somewhere. Fuck. International Manga Museum. Nope. Kyoto Samurai Experience. That's something different. What was it? Ninja Museum? Might have been this one, the Ninja Museum. Yeah, I think it was this one. So we're gonna see if we can go here as well. But yeah, so we're going to Kyoto and Tokyo. We're passing through Osaka. Mini Europe, that's of course not here, not there. Yeah, right. Is the Ghibli Museum only open certain times of the year, and that's why they sell tickets like that? No, their capacity is limited, right? And I guess they want to give everyone like a fair chance, I guess, and they don't want to be booked out 3 years in advance or whatever, right? So every month you can only buy tickets for the next month, and ticket sales start on the 10th of every month for the following month. So on September 10th, tickets go on sale for October, right? And on October 10th, they'd go on sale for the next month. No. And I think if you like Den Haag, where? Fucking where? Yeah, so I think we're staying in Tokyo first. But now, hey, in my bottle of Ina sake is still in Japan. Borden is holding on to that for me. It was actually delivered at their place a week or so ago, give or take. So during my trip in October, we're gonna meet up and probably get some food, and I'm gonna get my bottle of sake and other related merch. It was shipped in that box. Okay, that's on the other side of the fucking planet, Luke. I'm not going to the Netherlands. Going to the fucking Netherlands. God damn it. Anyway. How are the Netherlands lands, not lands down under? It's a very good question. That is a very good question. I don't know. How did Australia steal that title? Down under. Anyway, I need to wrap up. I need to get a bite to eat. I'm a little hungry, even though I ate before stream. I'm a little tired too. I took care of it. Shut up. It takes sea level. Yeah. If and only if I get the job, I'll be able to experience Japanese culture in Germany. Really? As our annual Japan Day to celebrate Japanese cultures, because there are many Japanese there. Interesting. Fun. Fun. Yeah. Nice. Anyway, we're gonna see who else is live, so we can go say hi, and then fireworks, of course. Let's see for the little Dutch boy and the dyke. Horribly if I didn't. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. All right, let's see who's live. Who's live that we can go say hi to. Anybody? I'll be back on Sunday. Doing I don't know what, maybe more or less. I have no idea how long I've been holding in that joke. God damn it. It might be easier for you to buy both yours and brothers. Oh, well, yeah. So, yeah, he's gonna be setting an alarm to buy the tickets. I'm pretty sure he's gonna grab the tickets. For that. I'm covering a lot of it, so he'll probably grab those. Anyway, whomst is live doing a thing? Vibe coding? Absolutely not. Nope, not doing that shit. Not going to someone that's just talking to a fucking AI. A chat GPT. Whomst of them. Oh. MMORPG development. Okay, well, maybe there. Over here, maybe? I'll turn off audio for you so you can't fucking hear it. What are they doing? Yeah, let's go bring one up. Yeah. All right. Coming through to say hi. I'd appreciate it. Because I like watching the world burn. That's probably what they're doing. I don't know. Coming through to say hi. I'd really appreciate it. Whomst was really attested before the modern day. Really. I'll be back on Sunday, like I said, doing maybe more of this, maybe some study box stuff. I don't know. We'll see. You guys have a good night. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.